We want to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once again, He has given us the opportunity. He has allowed us to come back to our space. He has allowed us to use this first Saturday of the month to remind ourselves and look closely at the best blessing in the world, that is our Deen Islam. We want to thank our Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the continued life He has chosen for us to be alive today. And we all appreciate that a number of people have left forever, not to come back for even a second. So we are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us another chance, another second at becoming better, at doing better, at seeking forgiveness, and maybe stopping the mistakes that we continue to make. We want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessing of religion, and not only a blessing of religion, but the choice He made for us for being in the religion that He has chosen for mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that this is the religion He is going to accept at the end of this world. There are so many religions we all acknowledge, but Deen al-Islam is the religion that our Creator is going to accept. So we are honored and we are blessed to be Muslims, and we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps us that way. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessings of life, blessings of work, family, relatives, children, and the little blessings that sometimes we don't acknowledge. Someone had a leg last week, today they don't have it. I have a friend who was taken recently to India. He was walking around with us very, very healthy, but in just a flash, he wanted to faint. He was not okay. They took him to hospital to find out his kidneys were remaining with only 3%. 3%. A very healthy and intelligent gentleman. So we want to thank Allah for health, because we don't do too much. We don't do any special thing for us to be healthy. We want to thank Hotel Africana for the open check they gave us to come here every first Saturday of the month as ladies, especially those who have an affiliation with Nabisunsa Girls School, to come and enjoy this space. Free of charge, as long as you buy as many teas as possible. We want to thank Ban TV, we want to thank TAUHEED, and all those who follow us. We are going to share a link. We are going to be live as we continue. My name is Zaitun Kakyama, an old girl of Nabisunsa, a proud young lady, always. They used to call us dignified young ladies, composed and dignified. I think we continue to bear that trait unconsciously. Most of where we are, we have that special trait. But this is a space that is open to all our friends. It's not for only Nabisunsa girls. It is for all ladies who would want to enjoy this kind of space. Today, I wanted to think of something that we don't think about. One of the attributes of the successful people, of the holy people, and actually the prophets. We want to acknowledge the power or the strength of silence. Talking to ladies, talking to the space of females and our counterparts, we want to look at our nature. Ladies have naturally been given so many words versus their male counterparts. Where a man shall speak one word, a woman might speak 600 or 6,000. It is that bad. Like, we have so many words that are waiting to be said out, whether in sense or without sense. We have been naturally and been given an endowment of so many words. And whenever we are talking about us being able to build relationships, one of the challenges we hold as ladies is the inability to control our words. Okay? Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he came back from Isra wal Miraj, he was reporting what he had seen and what he had gone through. and he shared that he was given a visual visit to Jannah, and he also picked at Jahannam. But he painfully told the lady folk then, up to today, that we are men on the left side, but I'm not there. I'm not there. I don't even want to imagine. And I hope that all of us who are here are not part of that big population in Jahannam. But one of the things that our Prophet told us to take care of is our inability to be grateful, our inability to be thankful, and I think we over-talk about other people. We have a challenge of over-talking. And I now really believe that in order for us to become better Muslims or better Muslim women, we need to learn to control the words that come out of our mouth, or the amount of time we spend talking or speaking, and the ability to sieve the words that come out of our mouth. And today I thought we would look at the power of silence. Someone was telling us that Obusiraamu wejusa. When you keep quiet, you probably don't have any regret, because all the rubbish or all the sense you wanted to share has stayed inside. You know, many of us, when we look at the friendships we've had as we were in school, our teachers, our dorm mates, our classmates, up to today, there are a number of relationships that are probably broken, or they have come to an end because of our inability to control the speech. Many of us are fond of saying words without thinking about the repercussion. Many women, especially wives, have broken their very strong and macho husbands by the tool of the mouth. You know, someone just says a statement like, you get a chigwem tolina na waka. You know, it is a common saying, eh? But when you say it and this person takes it in, you probably will never get back this person to the point where you had him the best. So we want to be in charge of the words that come out of our mouth. When we reflect on, when we go back to our deen, when we look at most of the prophets that Allah has sent to mankind, they had a trait of going away and moving away from the society or from the community, and they go somewhere and keep quiet. When we look at Prophet Isa, Jesus, some people call him Jesus Christ, he used to go to a mountain called Mountain Olives. He used to go there for 40 days. 40 days of no words. You know, you just take off some time, and he is reflecting on a number of things. Then we come to our prophet, the last prophet to mankind. By the way, Muhammad is the last prophet to all of us who are breathing today, whether you're Christine, whether you're Joseph, whether you are whoever. Some people want to say Muhammad is for Muslims. Muhammad is the last prophet to mankind up to the end of the world. You like it, you don't like it. So our prophet used to go to a cave that we all know, the cave of Hira. And he occasionally used to go away and keep wati and keep quiet. And keep quiet. Because life continues to, one of the things that we are going to get when we learn, we are going to learn. Because I imagine us who are coming from the school that we have been in, and then for us we even over talk. Because we have been skilled. We have been intentionally skilled to talk, you know, and talk, you know, accurately and, you know, with a big vocabulary, and, you know, so you'll find this Nabi Sunsa girl talking, you know, and talking. So it means we need to get this ability, because this world continues to give us a lot of negativity. I don't know where you're coming from, but most of us are struggling with a lot of negativity that is mostly coming from the people that are around us. Somehow, the people that we love Some people, somehow the people that we have chosen to give service to, or the people we have chosen to serve, either on purpose, either for free or for a charge, they always want to pour negativity on us. We have people who have failed to acknowledge our merits. Someone knows and believes and even has evidence that you are good at what you are doing. Someone even believes that you're even indispensable, you're irreplaceable, you know, but one continues to make you feel bad at what you are good at. I don't know where you're coming from, but most people are even sleeping with people who are negative. You know, your husband continues not to believe in you. Your husband continues to belittle you. Your husband continues to not even think that you can do anything. You know, you can contribute to this community, you can become better, you can go back to school, you can serve the community either voluntarily or for a pay. And that is the person you've chosen for your life. So because the world continues to give us negativity, and worst of all, it even sometimes comes from you yourself. Because the people around you kind of don't want to believe that you can make it, you eventually also you start to believe that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I cannot do it. So to reconcile between the internal negativity and external negativity, we must learn to be silent. So that you can be able to capable of this can only be put together when we take off some time and stay silent. The other thing that we shall get when we keep quiet, we have a religion that requires us to study. Our religion is not about speaking words that you don't understand yourself. It's not a religion that is for making a lot of noise. Ours is about cause and effect. It is, you know, action for reward. Our religion will not, you know, you don't just sit there and then you are going to tell us that you're going to heaven. Never. We are all here to collect thawab. We are here to collect as many good deeds so that at the end of the day we can be able to present to our Creator that for the 60, 70, 80 years, I hope to be 95. The 95 years that you gave me, I was able to do this little thing. All right? The only way we can be intentional at increasing the rewards that we are going to present is at a certain time to take off a silent time. And you look and you get a book, a journal of sorts, and you write down today how many istighfars was I able to make, how many maybe papers of the Quran did I recite, if you are a hafidat, how many muraja were you able to do, how much do you want to give in charity, and all those deeds that we must do. If we don't take off some time to see that we count the missing and the must do's, we probably will end this life when we don't have a lot to present. Number 3, life has a lot of distractions. And it's so funny, as we grow, the more we grow, the more distractions will come to us. I want to recall the time when we were in school. We probably didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of things that we had to put together. You woke up in the morning, you did your housework, you put on your new uniform, you went to your classroom, you copied your notes, you did your exam, you came out for break, your lunch, you played a little, you went for prep, and then slept. But when we get into the world, when we get into this field, every single day brings in a new distraction. Some of them are positive distractions. Some of them are very negative distractions. Some of them we've chosen, some we've not chosen. We have distractions that are positive, like family. We have jobs. we have children, we have our ummah, we have our friends and relatives and all that. We have distractions like television, we have our phones, we have literature that has been written, we have scenes that happen on the roadside, we have marketplaces and all. Some friends and relatives are also negative, distractions. So in order for you to focus, especially to those who know the things they want to achieve in this life, in order for us to have focus, whereby you have written out a goal or you have chosen to do something that by the end of the 6 months, for example, the year has come to an end, by the way. We are celebrating our 3rd year next month of our darasa. So the year has come to a close. Now, remember when we were starting the year, we thought we would do a number of things in 2024. Now, if you do not keep quiet at a certain time in the day or in the week or in the month, how are we going to be able to achieve those goals that we wrote at the beginning of maybe the year? Because life continues to distract you. All the time you are attracted to going off. You wanted to start a master's, you wanted to start a book, you wanted to start a project, you wanted to start a farm, you wanted to start maybe Quran lessons, you wanted to sit in a darasa, you wanted to get married, you wanted to get another child, everybody has an aspiration of sorts. If you don't keep quiet and look at that to-do list, because these are personal things. You look at those who have vision, some of us have vision boards, but all the time you look at your vision board and so many things are still pending, If we don't sit down and bring back our focus, our energies, our attention, our funds, sometimes you even get the money for the things that you wanted to do, but the money is taken and put into things that were not even part of the plan. So the silence, those little minutes or hours or a day away from distractions is going to bring us focus and take us back on course. The other function of why we need to keep quiet, we need to memorize certain things. In relation to the point that we shared of our deen being a deen of learning, a deen of practice, we know we are required to memorize some part of the Quran. We need to memorize maybe certain hadiths. We need to memorize they call it shurut. Some people don't even know what you start with when you're doing ghusl. I was recently in a ladies' circle again, and people don't know what comes after a certain part. Someone is like, when when you wash your hands, someone doesn't know whether it is the private parts first or the hands first. You acknowledge, So there is need to memorize certain procedures in life. It could be religion, it could be out of religion. Now, if we don't keep quiet, we cannot be able to use our memory. It is only when you are silent that your brain can be able to capture certain things and even not forget them. So most people are becoming very forgetful. They are becoming now, for example, someone probably knew they were supposed to be here, and it is around this time, it's now 4:15, and someone is remembering, I was supposed to be at Africana, because we don't keep quiet. So that part of the brain that remembers or keeps memory of certain things will not work well. This is even in relation to sleeping. Some people today are reducing their sleeping time, and sleeping time is also quiet time. So we need to keep quiet so that we can improve our memorization ability. Second but not least is growth. When people are asked, how old are you? In our circle, we are not good at saying our years. We are not comfortable saying our age, which is very okay. It's it serves us a number of things, but it is important to highlight growth areas in your life. It is very sad for a person to spend a full year the same, 2 years, you're the same. 3 years, you're the same. They married you with we don't want to say certain things, but someone's net worth, now that is financial muscle, someone is 100,000 shillings net worth, for 3 years, 5 years, and nobody has stopped them from looking for maybe some more money or and some investments. And so it is not right. It is not proper. It is not okay for a woman to be the same from January to December, especially in your spiritual life, in your health life, in your health, in your finances, in your social status. You are single from when you finished school, that was around 23 years, 25 years, 35 years, 45 years. You're telling us for you don't see people. Hey, Mbumi, I don't see people. No. At a certain point, it ceases to be the other people's problem. At a certain time, we come back and we need to help you. Because there are certain things probably that have not grown on you as an individual. Because you cannot tell us from when you were 18. Some people started these things at 12 years. The boy-girl things. But for you when you were a teenager, up to 45, really, nobody is attracted to you. You're not attracted to anybody. You haven't found anybody you can kill for. We have to bring you back in class and we check. There must be something that is stunted on you. So we continue to keep quiet and have a small growth plan. I'm glad that I have a number of people who have gone back to, I have my friend who has gone for PhD. She's there struggling. I have someone who went back for masters. We have a Nakawede in the room. There's that some other achievement that changes you from the person of last week. You cannot continue to be comfortable with being the same. If you don't want to motivate other people, some people are even they are skeptical about motivational speakers. I don't even know what that means. But if you don't want to motivate others, motivate yourself. At least that last month I made 300,000. This month I was able to make 350. At least. The other month I gave maybe 50,000 in charity. This month I was able to give 60 or 100. You must have changes, positive changes in your life to make life worth living. And then lastly, or is it the last, is clarity. Clarity. I usually have a few sessions with some people and you ask this very sensitive question of who are you? Simple question, Who are you? I don't want to change the camera so that it turns into yourself. If you were given a podium, or if it is your child who has asked you a question, who are you? How well can you address this question? And how best can you dress yourself and describe yourself? Because before you can know anybody else, before you can find time to even talk about some person, you need to have a speech about yourself. You need to have a clear description of who you are. And if we are to help, you need to have clarity of where you're coming from. Many women don't want to associate with where they are coming from. Many women have gone to high places, but they don't want to remember the schools they've gone to. They don't want to talk to say the villages they stayed. Some people even hide their families. Someone doesn't want to say that she's coming from a humble family or another family. Yet it is a key attribute to know and spell out where you are coming from. It doesn't matter how bad or how poorly represented. You need to attach to your background, because our background is our springboard. It's like your background is so written in your blood. Most of what you are doing today, we shall quickly Send it back. Oh, Bambi, no wonder. You know? no wonder she's coming from Dr. Madina. Where do we come from? Butaleja. You know? Butaleja, the land, the flat land. So some people don't want to say that they come from Butaleja. Someone doesn't want to say that they're coming from maybe a grass thatched car house. Yet when you keep thinking of that poor stupid house, you probably now will challenge yourself to build a better one. All right? But if you just want to force yourself to forget, and even the world to forget, which world will always remember and remind you? Because people, the negative ones we started with, they'll always remind you, you know, someone will always wants to remind you of that poor background. So it is important to learn to attach yourself to your background, because your background is what rides you in this world. It is what is going to give you challenges so that you can become a stronger, wiser, and more impactful person. People don't want to appreciate where they are. All of us at the point we are struggling with a number of things. Many things we hope to have made by now probably are not in place. You probably were supposed to be what? The president of Uganda? Or we don't go there. So you hoped to be somewhere by now. We don't want to say the age. We don't want to say, but somehow things are not in place. You probably wanted to be, everybody should write somewhere the things you wanted to be. But when you calculate and you look over, it's like the things you've dreamt and the things you wanted keep moving a bit further. One of the things that I know silence will give us is for us to ponder, to keep quiet, and look at where we are, and appreciate where we are, and look at the positive side of where we are. One of the things that I know women do so well, they never are happy with what they have. Most women are complaining about what they have. Most women are looking at the bad side of what they have. I don't want to mention what and what and what. I don't want. Because when I say husband, some people will say, now, I talked to Hajjat about my things, now she's sharing them. But many women, in relation to why the population is big, the other side, many women, you just listen to your friends' stories. They always want to look at the bad side of what they have. And one of the things that we must learn as human beings, it is always to learn to look at the good side of the things that we have, because it is the biggest side. But we walk around looking at the flaws of our friends. When someone comes in dressed in a beautiful dress, someone will be like, she even has mud on the hem. There's even she has a chiraka. Out of the beautiful, dress and how smart someone is looking for that hole at the bottom of the dress. And that is what we keep doing. Some people have made this a profession. You go to all the social media platforms. People are now used to, talk on, it could be a very beautiful event. And someone is like, look at the flower. The small bit of the event, the invisible bit of the event, is what someone wants to build and make it very, very big. So we have families, very beautiful families. People have been married, they've been able to get children, they have a house, they have and someone is complaining about how the man does what, how the woman is unable to do what, how the children make a lot of noise. Someone is looking for that, negative side of the beautiful picture so that they become sad. Women are fond of wanting to be sad. No matter how the community will want to empower women, like today, it's now a war. Is it the boy child or the girl child? But the society has all come together to empower the woman. But the woman keeps looking for sadness. She keeps looking for trouble and stress. So we want to ensure that we learn to appreciate where we are. Because where you are, someone is out there admiring the sport. We have people who are even envious. They want to take that spot. You are playing with the sport, you're thinking that it's not an important place to be, it's not a good place to be, but there is someone who wants to snatch that spot. I'm leaving this blank and open. So for you, you can reflect. Do you have anything that someone wants to take away from you? Think. You think. You're seated on a chair where someone wants you to go away. Now when it comes to you who have veils, it even becomes another thing. Why is the veiled person there? Why is she the one there? So you have to appreciate where you are, and most importantly, positively. You thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for elevating you to that achievement. Lastly is the ability. Now we are on clarity. You need to have a clear picture of where you're going. Now this is not an easy thing, because innahu yakidu na kaida wa akidu kaida. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues to plan as we are planning. And we hope that He is planning alongside what we are planning. Because sometimes we think that we know what we deserve. But we must learn to plan as human beings, as people who have gone to school, as people who have been exposed to a certain level. You need to have a plan. It starts from a vague plan, and then eventually it starts to be clear. You need to know the kind of weight that you must have. You need to know people don't know their blood type. People don't know their weight. People don't know their height. People don't know their favorite drinks. Someone is 40 years. They don't know their favorite, meat. Someone doesn't know that she doesn't eat fish. So they take her out and she eats fish, and then she starts scratching herself. 40 years, 35. You need to know your favorite, the things that you love to do and eat, and places you want to go to, so that as you are planning, as you are working hard and putting in all the effort that you think you are putting, you are going to be touching an achievement after an achievement, achievement after an achievement, because you had a plan. Most people are living accidentally. Most Muslims are living by impulse. Someone gets a salary, someone gets a salary, and a good one, and they start buying everything. They start putting money anywhere. And when we come back the past Saturday, Sheikh Lugolobi comes here and he talks about zakah. They calculate, and the person was very, very able to pay zakah. But because they never had a plan for that money that was coming, by the first week of the month, the money is not there, and there is nothing reasonable and tangible to present that has been made or used in that money. So we need to plan. We must plan financially. We must plan spiritually. How are you going to improve yourself as in regard to your relationship between you and your Creator? We need to plan for our health. We must plan for our health. People, gone are the days where you eat everything. Someone eats everything that is presented on the table. We need to plan for our social status. You don't want to die and people don't even know what they are crying for. Like they don't even know what they are burying, but they are there on the funeral. Some people don't even know your name. They don't even know who they've come to bury. It is important for people to have clarity that I'm burying a good friend. Okay? I am burying a Muslim cleric. I'm burying my teacher. I am burying my husband. People are going to bury their husband when they are dancing. The heart is dancing inside there. It is important for us to have clarity on where we are going. These are personal conversations, and this is our docket where we do personal growth. We always check ourselves. Me, for starters, I'm the one who starts, and then I come and share. We need to have personal conversations, because I think it is Umar radiallahu anhu who said that we need to be accountable to ourselves. We need to count ourselves before we shall be counted. You need to listen to yourself. You need to check what you have done in the day, every single day, the bad versus the good, before we are put on the scale by the community. The community is good at weighing us, and then at the end of the world. That is on Yawmul Qiyamah. So I want to stop here. The session I was trying to put across was the power of keeping quiet. We need it, women. We need it, women. We need naturally gifted with so many words. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.